Hello everybody, December 9th, 2017. Hope everybody's doing well, staying warm in the parts of the country that are cold, and hope everybody's safe. Just dealing with the fires in California. Horrible, horrible thing going on out there. Hope they all can find their way back from the terrible loss, and with a transformed in the proper frame of mind, realize that what is really important, not what they lost, but what they saved and who saved them. A couple of the messages, and then we go over some things guided to teach or talk about in Mark chapter 12 and 13. This is number 148. Those anybody wants to follow along, you find it later. Compensate, radiate, gleaning as you go. Repudiate, commiserate, tell all what you know. Expound all the nature of all things. Pass on all you hear from beating wings. Stop, listen, words flow like music through time, falling into place, frequencies of rhyme. Dispel all preconceptions of the world, clear the mind, mortal webs, all swirled. So much to learn that is being spoken, all who yearn to mend what's broken. I am here with all the others to teach, preparing all the chosen before the breach. Don't despair, all is as planned. We're sent to ensure worlds properly manned. For what soon shall befall all here, the darkness that draws ever near. Do you believe in the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost? Feed from the power of the sacred host. It shall empower, guide you hence, save you from all circumstance. Feel the power drawing ever near, simmering, pulsing, whispering in inner ear. Dispel all doubt of what you thought you knew. Coming soon all shall come into view. Distant thunder of beating wings, melody of glory heaven soon sings. Armies of angels descending to man, all are needed to finish God's plan. You are chosen, this you knew. Remember all your course set so true. Redeemer of man comes before all, awakens in the ones who hear the call. Open hearts, freedom of the soul, broken before shall be made whole. Sisters of light, holy of holies, brothers of right, all who believes. Lightness of being, all you are seeing. Truth lies before you, doubt not the clear view. Emptiness falls away to the deep. All who follow find eternal sleep. Save as many in the time I have given. You shall know the spiritually driven. My mark precedes you wherever you go, so all who believe shall truly know. 'Tis I who sent you, hear my words, and they shall be safe from the final thirds. Now this sounds like from a messenger or an angel. And the messengers are the cherubim. Part of it's for most of it's for everybody. Part of it speaks directly to me. With a lot of these messages, they'll change topic from one sentence to another. They'll change who the speaker is or who's speaking to, who it's intended for, from one sentence to the next. So it can be very hard to follow, especially when we get into the later ones. These are still early, simple ones. For some of those who might be from other countries that aren't as good in English, some of these early words I'll explain. Compensate, radiate, gleaning as you go. Now, compensate is you pay back for a loss. Somebody lost something. Like people lose their houses out in California in the fire. Insurance companies will compensate them, give them money for the loss. Radiate, which is the sun radiates its rays to give off to, such as heat or light, or to share in this case. So we got paying back for loss or compensating and sharing. Speaking of these words of God, gleaning as you go, which means understanding, absorbing what different amounts of what's being spoken to you as you go along, as you go through life. We should be gleaning as we go through life, gleaning about God. Repudiate, commiserate, tell all what you know. So repudiate is to reject, and commiserate is to pity, have sympathy for. So it's up to me to tell me to do those things, telling all what I know as I go along. Expound is just to put forward, to just sharing this out in my blog. I'm expounding on God's word, expounding all the nature of all things. Pass on all you hear from beating wings, which will be angels. Stop, listen. Words flow like music through time, which most of these early ones, and a lot of ones even now, I'm tuned in through music, certain types of music. It might be one song one time, one piece of music another time. And early on, I mean, I'd be sound asleep and just listen to music on my computer as I slept, and I'd be wake up in the middle of the night in the dark. I'm trying to open my eyes and already writing words of rhyme. So it's just like tuning in a stereo receiver. So there's a certain piece of music, and then just dials my soul, my spirit, my spiritual hearing into the word. So stop, listen, words flow like music through time, falling into place, frequencies of rhyme, again like radio waves. Dispel all preconceptions of the world. It can be things you thought you knew about the world. Dispel all those things. Clear the mind of mortal webs all swirled. Again, speaking about what man says about the world, about history, about God. Dispel all those preconceptions because they're false, or they're half-truths or a little off what they're supposed to be, off the truth. So you have to open your heart and your mind and clear and have an open mind and be ready to receive his wisdom, his knowledge, his teaching. And a lot of it may be contrary to what you've been taught, you thought you knew. So don't think you know it all. Don't think all that you know is correct. I mean, as I go along, all I've learned, it gets adjusted or taken one step more or higher up as you go along. It never ends. And even you get to heaven, you're still in school. You're still going to learn. You have to have an open mind. Otherwise, you just never advance in, just like physical school. You'll never advance in school if you have a closed mind. Because you're like, okay, you got the end of this year. Nobody can tell me anything different. I don't need to know what's beyond this year because everything I've learned, that's it. Nothing else is true. So you can't think that way. You gotta have an open mind, always willing to learn and be corrected to what you know. So much to learn that is being spoken. All who yearn to mend what's broken. I am here with all the others to teach. So they're here to teach us. Preparing all the chosen before the breach. It's all his servants before the breach, which is the end. Don't despair. All is as planned. We're sent to ensure worlds properly manned for this final end times. For what soon shall befall all here, the darkness that draws ever near. Do you believe in the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost? I ask you. It's important. When it's your time to be asked, do you believe in the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost? Do you believe? Do you believe? If you don't believe, guess what? You ain't getting in. Feed from the power of the sacred host. Feed that nourishment that comes directly from God. It shall empower you, shall guide you hence as you go along, save you from all types of circumstances. All things that come up, you'll be saved from them. Feel the power drawing ever near, simmering, pulsing, whispering in your ear. And you have to trust it. Now, if something is contrary to something, you hear something that's contrary to what you thought you knew, be open to it. And you ask, okay, Lord, am I hearing correctly? Grant me this. That's why I said you ask for discernment of his wisdom and his knowledge, discernment of his word and his truth, so you can tell, and you'll be able to tell. You'll be able to tell what's false and what's not. There's a lot of being spoken out there that's false. And then anything you hear, or think you hear, or sense, tells you to do something bad, that's definitely not God. God's not going to tell you to go kill a bunch of people. Not going to tell you like these terrorists do. That's not going to tell you to harm somebody else or commit a crime. No, God will never tell you to do something bad. Dispel all doubt what you thought you knew. Coming soon, all shall come into view. Distant thunder of beating wings, melody of glory, heaven soon sings. Again, angels coming. Armies of angels descending to man, all are needed to finish God's plan. And there are lots of them here now, and they're continuously coming, building up more and more of the heavenly host. You, speaking to me, you are chosen, this you knew. Remember all, your course set so true. Redeemer of man comes before all, awakens in the ones who hear the call. And if you're not listening, you may not hear it, and you won't be awoken. So you always want to be ready. You don't know who he's going to call. He can. Yes, there's a lot of us that have special gifts, but he can awaken a gift in anybody he chooses. And And a rock, he can cause a rock to come to life if he wants to. He can do whatever he wants. God. So if you feel something awakening you, a gift suddenly, could be an intuitive gift, could be an empathic gift, could be a sight or sound, or hearing. Embrace it. All those gifts are for a reason. Ask to know what they're for and how to use them and to grow in them. Open hearts, freedom of the soul. Broken before shall be made whole. He will heal you. Sisters of light, holy of holies. Brothers of right, all who believe. Lightness of being, all you are seeing. Truth lies before you. Doubt not the clear view. So when you see, he's revealing something, you believe it. You have to believe. Emptiness falls away to the deep. All who follow find eternal sleep. And speaking to me again, save as many in the time I have given. You shall know the spiritually driven. My mark precedes you wherever you go. So all who believe shall truly know. 'Tis I who sent you hear my words, and they shall be safe from the final thirds. So all those who hear what I have to say, these messages, or these Bible messages, or these wisdom of mind messages, you're going to be safe. I mean, they're doing you good. Even though you may not understand what's being said, what you're reading, there's seeds being planted, and there's angels that cultivate it. And there'll be angels that harvest it, harvest your soul. So just keep reading them, keep asking for discernment, to grow in his light and understand. And in the end, you'll be okay, you'll be safe. Number 149. Written down with thine own hand, all I speak to you of God's plan. From time's beginning he gave to me all that was needed to set us free. Lost through the ages of universal scope, yet still with us through faith and hope. Many have sought to destroy his light, many have died in the endless fight. Keys to the kingdom are within you all, passage through many a golden hall. The seed planted awaits to grow, which again I just mentioned, carried within since so long ago. Now this speaker, very old spirit, I was there to see it start. Tears I cried, saw man depart. So at the time of Adam and Eve. Gave up the grace given to him in love from our Father from heaven above. You seek it in faraway places, hoping to find the ancient graces. Seek and you'll find, he told you, simple message so heavenly true. Think not as learned in earthly life. Dispel the pain and daily strife. The only way to find the truth is see beyond the veil of Ruth, into that veil that separates us from what's unseen. Why the veil of Ruth? If you read the story of Ruth, she disguised herself, passed herself off as something she was not. Basically, she deceived or hid herself, her true self, behind this veil. So it's a metaphor for the truth of what we don't see being hidden from us. The only way to find the truth and see beyond the veil of Ruth is to open your heart. He spoke so long ago. Then you will learn all there is to know. If you can't do this, open your mind. You're never going to be ready when your time comes. You're never going to be able to learn and grow in his light. It's very important to have an open heart and open mind. The rest will follow. Then you will learn all there is to know of what lies beyond the hazy veil, and you journey back upon the trail that leads you to starting place, so full of love, light, and grace. I'll do 150 real quick. It's just a very short one. From God, sent from God, and then last two lines, I believe I just answered it. He responded to it. How great the persecution of my Son, who sacrificed so that so many souls may be won. Bled on the cross, sacred timber, hewn by man of what was limber, cut by man, well, what was limber would be a tree, used to defile the holy of holies, which is Jesus, raised up the lowliest of lowlies, humble and meek. Dearest sweet Jesus, you gave so much, so we could feel your eternal touch. Amen to that. Amen, amen, amen. So almost to the end of that one. Now I want to talk about some things here in Mark. Some points in Mark 12, Mark 13. Being on guard, especially with the end times coming up. Mark 13:5 and 6. Jesus said to them, "Watch out that no one deceives you. Many will come in my name, claiming I am he, and will deceive many." That's plain as day. I see it all the time. Every day. I can go in any church and see it. Plain as day. You've got to be on guard. You've got to be on guard. As he said, the devil compares an angel of light. He's a great deceiver. You have to be on guard. That's why it's important to pray and ask for that discernment of his word and his truth. So you can tell. Discernment of darkness, so you can tell. And it works. You keep asking for that, and you will be able to tell. You must be on your guard. Mark 13:9. Must be on your guard. Mark 13:12. Brother will betray brother to death, and father his child. Children will rebel against their parents and have them put to death. Even 13. Everyone will hate you because of me, but the one who stands firm to the end will be saved. Not be troubled by what others think about you, about your faith. You believe in Jesus. When they mock you, when they scourge you, when they ridicule you, they scorn you, you're being blessed each time they do. Or you just look at them and say, "Thank you for that blessing. Thank you for blessing me. Thank you for blessing me." I guarantee they'll be like, they'll roll their eyes, they'll flip you off and walk away, think you're crazy. They have no idea. They have no idea. Just thank you. Just thank you for that blessing. Keep bringing it on. Keep blessing me. 13, Mark 13, and 14, and 16, 15, 16. Flee to the mountains. I've heard this many times. What did the angel say to Lot and his family? Flee to the mountains. Sodom and Gomorrah. Always flee to the mountains. I've been reflected that the end times when things go bad. Do not go to the cities. People are going to tend to want to go to the cities for numbers and safety. No. Flee to the mountains. Flee to the mountains. Do not go into the cities. Let no one on the housetop go down or enter the house to take anything out. Stay away from the cities. Do not go back for anything. Just leave. Flee. Let no one in the field go back to get their cloak. Flee. He says it's time to go. Go. Thanks people with these fires. Or the hurricane. Don't just go. Take all that's important to you, your loved ones. And I see a lot of people even, sadly, a number of elderly were left in these homes. There's horrible situations. You had pets that were left behind. Hate to see that. Fires out west. A lot of horses were left behind. Granted, some of them they couldn't get out because the horses refused to come out. And others just left the horses behind, period. They don't realize what they're doing when they do that. How they're condemning themselves. What you're trying to save refuses to come. But if you don't even make the effort, you're a bit too busy saving yourself. It's like people in the Las Vegas shooting and these other shootings. They're only concerned about themselves. They trample everybody else. They leave everybody out. They don't offer to help. They just hurt everybody, trying to run over top of everybody and hurt themselves. Hurt the other people just trying to save themselves. Those people are failing a very big, important test. Don't be like those people. Mark 13, 24, 25. But in those days following that distress, the sun will be darkened. We've already had the eclipse in August. And the first of the horsemen came at the fall equinox, conquest. And the moon will not give its light. We have a blood red moon next month, first of 3. The stars will fall from the sky. Meteor shower probably, most likely. Could be something else. And the heavenly bodies will be shaken. Maybe it'd be massive earthquakes that cause things, looks like the stars are being shaken. I don't know. And as I've written in, they let me know before the eclipse that Said the angels, the one message that the angels begin to move water and stone. And right after that, started getting all these hurricanes around the world, Asia, and flooding, all these other hurricanes and the earthquakes, water and stone. Now some volcanoes erupted. Water and stone. Mark 13:32. But about that day or hour, no one knows. Everybody's saying, we've seen this time and time again. Oh, Revelation begins this day and this day. People all go crazy. No one, mankind, not even Jesus knows the exact moment. Only God knows that. About that day or hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven nor the Son, but only the Father. Be on guard, be alert. You do not know when that time will come. He puts his servants in charge, each with their assigned task. Tells the one at the door to keep watch. His servants, all us chosen, us gifted, all those with special gifts and abilities that he gave for specific reasons. Some one reason, some multiple purposes. He's put his servants in charge, each with their assigned task. There's one at the door to keep watch. So this is very important. Be on guard. Ask for that discernment, darkness, wisdom, and knowledge, his will, his word, his truth. Stay focused on him. Don't be focused on the things around in your life that take your focus off of him. Possessions and entertainment and all the fun things people think want to go out there and do, but putting all that stuff ahead of him. He has to be first. Again, you wake up in the morning, first thing you should do is acknowledge him. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, Father. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Mary. Acknowledge them. And thanks. Thank you. Wake me up, watching over me while I was asleep. Wake me up for another day. As soon as you wake up, acknowledge him. Ask us, help me to know thy will this day, Lord. Help me to get it done. Then do all the other stuff you want to do. But always having an ear out or an eye out for what he's trying to tell you during the day, giving you direction and guidance. He's got to be priority number one, people. He's got to be priority number one. I told so many people this, and I just, it goes in one ear and out the other. They don't put him number one. This is, yeah, okay, cool, great. And they keep going back to what they're doing. Not putting him focus number one. And you're going to pay a heavy, heavy, heavy price. I'm telling you. You're going to pay a heavy, heavy price when the time comes. Just because you go sit in the church, or just because you say your prayers each day, that is not going to do it. He has to be number one. His will has to be number one. He's priority number one, above and before all other things and people. Period. That's number one. So, very, very important. And I also wanted to speak quickly about, this is at the end of Mark 12, because it reminds me of something that occurred to me in a very big church in Las Vegas, Christian church, non-denominational. I witnessed it, and when it happened, when I witnessed what happened, I'll tell you what it was. This is what immediately came to my mind. Calling his disciples to him, this is Mark 12:43-44. Calling his disciples to him, Jesus said, "Truly I tell you, this poor widow has put more into the treasury than all the others. They all gave out of their wealth, but she, out of her poverty, put in everything, all she had to live on." And I saw this. I was volunteering in the church, in the prayer room, which had a bad experience in that, but many bad experiences in that church. I'll say everybody was bad in that church, but this, in any church there's darkness. Because you think how many people come in there with all the problems, all the burdens, all their darkness and negative and heaviness, they come in, and that stuff is dumped off on each other and remains there. And if that church isn't cleansed at the end of that day, it's going to remain and hover in there and dwell in there. So you have to clean the house, clean the church. Clean the house means clean your body, clean your own home, physical house, clean your surroundings, cleanse your church. All that stuff has to be cleansed regularly, and even more so pretty soon. So I was standing outside the prayer room. The lady comes up to me, and very sweet lady with her son, young teenage boy, and says she had a check for $350. Says, you know, I'm on disability, and I wanted to give the check for $350, and I can't work, so I want to give this money to the church. And she's asking me if they had any jobs available. I said, I don't know that. I don't want to take your check myself. I'll get somebody to give it to. And I saw associate pastor, like the number one behind the number two pastor in the church. The way I summoned him over and told him what this lady was going on with the lady, and she told him again herself, I'm on disability, and I'm gonna give a check for $350. And